Stories have started to emerge about the extraordinary acts of bravery from people in Tasmania. One of them came from a man called Ashley Zanol. He drove through the fires to bring much needed water to fire crews in southern Tasmania. Let's take a listen to his first-hand account of what happened.
Yeah, it's been a bit tiring, but you know, the community's been really good. The water they've been bringing down to the fire station, helping us out there with food and stuff like that. The fiery boys they're doing the hard work when we just keep them with water and we sit, wait, fill them, sit, wait and fill them. Fireball when the trees crowned and they just exploded.
What would you like to see specifically done on the issue of forest management? And is it possible that it's also forest management and climate change? It's both things
well,
at the same time.
I think something's possible. I think a lot of things are possible. But with regard to the forests, when trees fall down after a short period of time, about 18 months, they become very dry. They become really like a matchstick. And they get up, you know, there's no more water pouring through. And they become very, they just explode. They can explode. Also leaves, when you have years of leaves, dried leaves on the ground, it just sets it up. It's really a fuel for a fire. So they have to do something about it. They also have to do cuts. I mean, people don't like to do cuts, but they have to do cuts in between. So if you do have a fire and it gets away, you'll have a 50-yard cut in between, so it won't be able to catch to the other side. They don't do that. If you go to other countries, you go to Austria, you go to Finland, you go to many different countries, and they don't have fire. I was talking to a head of a major country, and he said, we're a forest nation. We consider ourselves a forest nation. This was in Europe. I said, that's a beautiful term. He said, we have trees that are far more explosive. He meant explosive in terms of fire, but we have trees that are far more explosive than they have in California, and we don't have any problem, because we manage our forests. So we have to do that in California too. So I'll go do this and we'll see you in a little while. Thank you. This week in California, there were rolling blackouts because the radical Democrats have mandated impossible restrictions on energy production. And I see again the forest fires are starting. They're starting again in California. I said, you gotta clean your floors, you gotta clean your forests. They have many, many years of leaves and broken trees, and they're like so flammable. You touch them and it goes up. I've been telling them this now for 3 years, but they don't want to listen. The environment. But they have massive fires again in California. Maybe we're just going to have to make them pay for it because they don't listen to us. We say you got to get rid of the leaves, you got to get rid of the debris, you got to get rid of the fallen trees. You know, when a tree falls, after 13 to 14 months, it becomes extremely dry. You look at some of these fires, they don't really catch where the trees are growing because they're wet. The water's pouring up the tree. And they just don't want to listen. They mocked us when I said that. You got to clean your floors, just an expression. Clean the floors. And they have many, many years, decades of leaves, dry leaves and everything. That's why they have it. There are other places, forest cities. They're forests, they were developed in forests, and they don't have any problem with more flammable trees than you have in California, but they just don't want to do it. Senior citizens were forced to sit in their homes with no air conditioning in the middle of the summer.
This year I was really hoping to talk about something different than the fire season. Unfortunately, 2016 is planned to be as hot and dry as 2015 and 2014. So we're out in the field again today, talking about how you can prepare your home and neighborhood for the fire season. Our firefighters are out here practicing clearing out the brush and dead grass so they have a place that they can safely fight fire. You need to do the same thing with your home. Take a look at it. Clear out 30-foot space around your home, remove all the dead brush, any dead limbs or trees that might be hanging over your house, so you also have a clear space if fires were to come through your neighborhood.